Hey, it's me again, Paul, the Dutch voice actor who lives his best life in northern Vermont. That building in the back right there, that barn, that is the place where I have my voiceover studio. I built it about a year and a half ago. And isn't it ironic that I decided to stop recording voiceovers altogether? Well, in this series, I'll tell you more about why I made that decision. And by the way, if you're counting, if you're still with me, thank you. If you're counting, this is part 9 of this series. We're going up to 15. Are you ready for the ride? Well, I hope you are, because I think you like what's coming up next. Coming from a career in radio, I always appreciated the collaborative environment of a station or network where you create a program or a show together. I learned a lot from sitting next to seasoned presenters, which is an experience you cannot pick up from any book. Like learning to drive a car, being a good voiceover is a practical skill and not some theoretical study that you can pick up in a library. Observing and learning from men and women who are where you want to be in your career is a shortcut to success. The key is, I think, immersion, and in voiceovers there's not enough of it these days. When I got my start in the Philadelphia area in the early 2000s, I traveled to studios where I was greeted by a team of collaborators, directors, writers, audio engineers, and quite often clients also came to the recording sessions. And there was immediate feedback and a sense of being in it together that brought the best out of me and out of the team. And we truly elevated each other. And you know what? Doing good work often leads to more work thanks to word of mouth. These days are long gone. We live in the era of home studios where we self-direct and self-engineer. We analyze the script and read the copy based on ambiguous and often minimal directions. The text we receive is often written to be read and not to be spoken, and there's a huge difference. They want us to fit too many words in not enough time and get upset when we're sounding rushed. I'm often given poor machine translations that don't make any sense, and when I point that out to the ignorant client, they tell me, read the text as written, that's what we're paying you for, Paul, read the text as written. And then they finally find out about the mistakes, and the client asks, why didn't you tell me? We could have fixed it. Now we have to re-record the whole thing again. And they don't want to pay an additional fee because they say it's part of the same project, or your colleague would have done it for free. Well, why don't you hire my colleague then? I will not miss these moments, but I will miss the camaraderie and collegiality, the social aspect of the business. Today's voiceovers are lonely souls reading into a microphone. It's perfect for the introverts of this world, but if you are a social butterfly and you feed off of other people's energy, don't become a voiceover. Become a stage or screen actor. They end up being the best paid voice actors anyway, hired by Pixar and the like. What most beginning voiceovers fail to understand is that they have one job: to run a sustainable for-profit business. All beginners want is to sit in their walk-in closet of a studio and read scripts for which they're being paid, hopefully, eventually. But they forget to answer this crucial question. How on earth am I going to get work? Where do I find it, since it does not grow on trees? Doing the work is easy, well, relatively easy. Getting the work is not. Many voiceover coaches can teach you how to use your voice and how to analyze a script, but very few will teach you how to run a profitable one-person business, because it's a different skill set. You have to have a different background. Even with my network and decades of experience, I find it increasingly hard to fill up the pipeline with new projects. And there's one big threat I will talk about next that is already changing the entire game and is taking away jobs. I think you already know what I'm talking about. Share it in the comments if you will. And join me for the next part. Bye.